Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Tom Johnson begins now.
Good evening. Thousands of Tasmanians have stood in solidarity to stamp out the controversial Macquarie Point Stadium proposal. United in their fury for the multi-million-dollar spend, they're ramping up a fight to see the construction stopped in its tracks. But those backing the plan are steadfast in the benefits the project will bring.
Political unrest was on full show as Jackie Lambie ignited the passion in protest.
But we can afford a bloody stadium. Like hell we can. We can't. It's as simple as that.
With an original anthem illustrating the outrage getting its first play to the masses.
Stick your stadium up your bum. Come on.
The palpable anger opposing a Macquarie Point stadium spilled out onto Parliament lawns, coming 24 hours on from two Liberal backbenchers turning their backs on the party over the contentious proposal.
Take it to an election. Let Tasmanians decide whether they agree with you. Let Tasmanians vote on the stadium and see what happens. Then you'll know.
A strong turnout sprawling across the doorstep of decision makers. Signs were emblazoned with pleas to quash the proposal and keep the pressure mounting.
Let's keep up the rage, keep up the anger and push them right off the precipice.
As locals travelled from across the state to express their dismay.
And we've come down from Launceston, travelled down today, so yeah, you just got to get off your bum sometimes and do it.
The AFL kicked sand in Tasmania's face by insisting on this stadium.
They need housing, we need it's good stuff, we don't need money on this. It feels evil.
Once a master plan is ready, the state government has revealed its intentions to declare the stadium as a major project.
We still live in a democracy, and the mood of the Tasmanian people on this issue is oxygen clear. It is now reflected in the mood of the Parliament.
The Premier turned down an invitation to attend today's rally, instead sending an email citing the economic and social benefits the precinct would bring to the entire state.
There's always views for and against when it comes to major projects. That's the nature of a small state, but we're really committed to continuing to consult with our community and to deliver important state building projects.
It would be a very, very sad day for Tasmania if this was to fall over.
The ink deal with the AFL means a stadium must be built for Tasmania to line up in the competition, with the long-awaited dream of a team now marred in controversy. Grace Evans, 7 Tasmania News.
The Department of Health has fended off claims a doctor wounded at the North West Regional Hospital last month isn't covered by workers' insurance. Instead, it says the responsibility lies with the company which employs the locum doctor. Adding, given the circumstance of the doctor's injury, the Tasmanian Health Service is providing additional support. The doctor is still recovering in Hobart. Some of the state's emergency services have united, showing they're stronger together. Hundreds converging on Launceston as the government made its first pre-budget announcement.
A meeting of minds, the Tasmanian Fire Service and the SES joining forces as they prepare for their first season as a combined unit.
It's really about how much stronger we are together and what the opportunities are now.
More than 300 delegates spending the day in Launceston, taking time to test all the latest gadgets before they protect Tasmanians in their hour of need.
We just go now from flood to storm to fire, and there's this just cycle of constant requests for help from the community.
To help the increasing demand, the state government ensuring emergency service volunteers can better respond to natural disasters, announcing a $10 million pre-budget promise.
The best money that you can possibly spend is supporting volunteers. What it will enable is better responses to emergencies in our communities.
A 2023-24 commitment will be put to use, upgrading stations across the state.
These are the people that serve our communities and risk their lives to keep us safe. So it's important that we honour them.
And with a growing number of female volunteers joining the ranks, the changes hope to increase inclusivity and boost the force.
And this is another example of where we will be able to get a significant difference
for our voles. We really want to create diversity within the agency.
Collaborating to keep Tasmanians safe in preparation for the unknown. Victoria East 07 Tasmania News.
Salamanca Market stallholders will be looking for answers at a public meeting this Thursday. The new licence agreement will be discussed, with market management and council members set to attend to clear the air on site fees and conditions. The Stallholders Association fears the rental increase is a result of staffing issues.
Council staff will be getting a 7% pay rise from the 1st of July. We know that also that they are paid double time on a Saturday, and we know that the budget for the market, 70 to 80% is through wages.
The looming price hike has already seen 30 stalls put up for sale. Tasmanian Palestinians have gathered with supporters to acknowledge a significant day and commemorate a mass expulsion from their homeland. The Nakba Vigil was held on Hobart's Parliament lawns to remember the lives lost and the ongoing fight they continue to face.
It's great that this is happening throughout Australia. Even the United Nations is recognising it for the first time, this anniversary.
The Friends of Palestine group was behind the event and continues to work in promoting peace. And some of Tasmania's best new and emerging ballroom talent have taken over the dance floor. 8 competitors from New Horizons Tasmania cha-chaing their way into the first ever All Abilities event at the Launceston Ballroom Blitz Dance Sport Festival. The group of dazzling dancers learning all the tricks of the Tinseltown trade in just a few short weeks, preparing them for their moment in the spotlight.
It was really nerve-wracking but really exciting at the same time as well. It was a little bit tricky at first, but we got through the steps really well.
Seeing the absolute joy on their faces, the smiles, and them showing us what it's really all about, and that is just fun, having a great time out there on the floor.
The newest ballroom recruits basking in their success, ready to hit the stage again later this year. A trio of military ships has ventured to Hobart after weeks spent at sea on official maritime duty. The crew is using the journey to educate Tasmania's next generation of sailors, as well as a chance to catch up on some much-needed rest and recovery.
It's a rare and grand sighting as 3 warships berth in Hobart.
It's the first time HMAS Sydney has ever visited Hobart.
This is 7 months to the day since Brisbane was last in Hobart.
HMAS Adelaide is the largest in the Royal Australian Navy, measuring more than 230 metres long and weighing a colossal 27,000 tonnes. Air Force and Army personnel also on board.
You have police, you have a hospital, you have fire services, sewage services, fuel, power, and all the functions of a small city.
Sydney and Brisbane's vessels significantly smaller but just as important.
We're 2 of the 3 Hobart-class guided missile destroyers that the Australian Navy has, so we are one of the 3 most capable surface vessels.
This ship has got the big flight deck because that's what it's aimed for, and our main job is to protect ships like this.
School students and defence cadets jumping at the chance to get on the ships, while around 900 crew members were jumping at the chance to get off, especially those returning home.
One of our marine technicians is having his entire department over to Mum and Dad's place for a party tonight.
Loved ones also travelling in to reunite with sailors who aren't local.
I picked up my wife yesterday afternoon, and certainly a lot of families have flown in to take advantage of the opportunity.
The ships will be here until Tuesday morning when they head back out to sea. Brianna Boylan at 7 Tasmania News.
Turning to local footy now, and all the TSL action was happening down south this weekend. Kicking things off with Clarence and North Hobart at Blunston Arena in a curtain raiser to the Roos power clash. Despite struggling to dominate the contest at the start of the match, the Roos came back fighting in the second quarter.
The Roos leads. Looks good off the boot, and there goes the siren. A bit of blow that one for the Demons, and a huge boost to the Roos.
Clarence applying the pressure until the very end and winning 59-42. Meanwhile, embattled Glenorchy is still yet to make its mark on the competition this season after suffering a whopping 114-40 loss to North Launceston. Launceston has also clinched an important win, defeating Lauderdale by 7 points. In the NPL, the South Hobart women surged ahead for a 3-1 win over Devonport. More luck for the Devonport men, emerging with a 2-0 victory against the Glenorchy Knights. Meanwhile, Riverside Olympic was unable to get on the board at Windsor Park, the Clarence Zebras finding some form, ending up 2-0 victors. And in Hobart, Launceston City and South Hobart finished with a 1-1 draw. To NBL 1, and not the night the Hobart Chargers were hoping for. After a rough first quarter for the women, they found some ground, helped along by a 19-point performance from Kayla Steindl. But the women were unable to get over the line, Geelong United maintaining the lead for a 81-73 win. The men also failing to use their home court advantage, despite a top-scoring performance from Sam McDaniel.
Daniel, spin move, shot, and gets it to go.
That is remarkable stuff.
Elsewhere, the Tawns have just taken to the court and the Northwest Thunder will face Geelong at 7:30. And some seriously bad luck for Launceston driver Lockie Dalton. The rising star navigated his way to second in today's Trans Am's racing on Phillip Island before his door opened with only a handful of laps to go. He was black flagged and forced to pit, sending him to the back of the pack.
Throw some race tape on it, perhaps they've done that. And just get him out. You don't want a DNF in any of our speed series categories. That gives you donuts, and not the ones we like.
Another Tasmanian, Owen Kelly, won the race.
Good evening, everyone. A fine and partly cloudy day across the state today, with Hobart, Launceston, Burnie and Devonport all reaching 16 degrees. King Island, Wynyard, St Helens and Friendly Beaches all also saw 16. Flinders Island, Low Head and Strawn 15, and after a -2 start, Lyowini saw a top of 10 degrees. Low cloud can be seen over the west and south of the state today, with mostly clear skies elsewhere. Further out, a frontal cloud band can be seen to the west, with patchy low-level cloud over eastern states, while mostly clear skies experienced in northwestern and central Australia. Tomorrow, a large high over the Tasman Sea is extending a ridge over most of the country. A trough and low are moving towards central Australia, while a weak trough resides off New South Wales and Queensland coasts. North to northwesterly winds tomorrow 10 to 20 knots, increasing to 20 to 30 knots in the west and south during the morning. And there is a strong wind warning in place from Tasman Island to Sandy Cape. Mostly sunny and 17 in Hobart tomorrow, early frosts and 18 in Richmond and Ouse. 17 and partly cloudy in Launceston, 16 in Devonport, Deloraine reaching 15, and 15 degrees in Burnie tomorrow, possible showers and 17 in Strawn, Curry also 17, and in the east 17 and mostly sunny in St Helens and Swansea, and Whitemark 17. Looking on to Monday, showers developing about the west and north during the afternoon. Showers on Tuesday, clearing the north coast during the morning and contracting then to the west. And on Wednesday, areas of frost and morning fog with a few light showers about the west and far south. 21 in Perth tomorrow, Adelaide mostly sunny and 23. Showers in Sydney and Brisbane, 28 in Cairns and Darwin reaching 33. Currently mostly clear and 11 in Hobart, Launceston 9 also mostly clear, and Devonport 12 and clear. And Tom, I hear you kicked a goal in your footy match today.
After a very soft 50, but it got me within range, which is great. Okay, thank you so much for that, Chelsea. I'll see you again tomorrow night from the news team. Have a great Saturday evening. Good night.